Hey everybody, Real with Wes, day 3 coming at you here talking about how to navigate life and how to navigate life successfully, and just sharing some basic keys, foundational maybe things, just overall general things that can really help you just to go through the day-to-day grind of life and what it can be, and enjoy life and experience life at its best. There's this part we do play, the grace of God is so infinite, and we're still learning about that and how much God has really truly done for us, and that we don't have to do. But there's still a part we play to collaborate. There's still wisdom, there's still action to be made. So that's why I'm going over some of those things, because we can collaborate and position ourselves better to receive that grace, is what it really is. And when I say position, I'm even cautious of that, because man, we can feel so out of position some days, and the grace of God still just comes on us, because God is just that big and infinite. But there is some things that makes your life easier and makes you enjoying life easier, particularly for your mind. I think the biggest thing where people don't enjoy life and the ups and downs is they don't know how to control their mind. They don't know how to control their thoughts. They can let things torment them, vex them, roll over them, and they don't know how to govern their thoughts, is what a lot of times is. And sometimes, what you don't realize, things can be going amazing around you and you still think life is horrible. And people deal with that constantly. So part of enjoying life is learning how to handle this thing up here. And that's more what we're talking about with some of these practical things, which leads to outward actions, collaboration, and wisdom on this earth. We still don't want to operate in violated wisdom. Gravity is still a thing. You violate it, it'll teach you real quick not to play with it. And you can confess scriptures and do all those things, but God has put that into place. Why? Because, of course, gravity, it's for our good also. But let me not get too distracted and get right on into this thing. The thing I want to point out today is focusing on the right thing. We tell people to focus a lot, and I'm a big advocate of this. I was big about telling people to focus, or telling my son to focus, I realized. But then I realized real quick, it's like you need to tell him what to focus on and to be a little more specific, and not in a controlling way. This is more the younger years. With my son, as he's growing, it's teaching him how to locate and do this right here, which is focus on what he needs to focus on. Focus on the right thing for you. Focus on the thing that's immediately in front of you sometimes. And that focus on the right thing is going to be different. It's your vision, it's your goals, it's your dreams. But you got to be able to focus, because when you're focusing, what's the thing you're canceling out? Distractions. There's going to be 1,000,001 things to distract you in life. Now, let me be a little more practical. You got to focus on being happy. That's a quality decision, because there's 1,000,000 things around you that will rob your happiness, rob your joy, rob your peace. But it's what you give attention to in life. It's what you set your eyes onto. It's what you're thinking, you're meditating on. Or you can sit there and just worry all day. Worry is a distraction, actually. And it's not saying problems aren't real, things we don't need to focus on. No, we need to sometimes focus on the issue at hand. But worrying about it is something different. Worry is unproductive. A lot of times focusing on the right thing, there's a difference in being busy and being productive. And when you're not focused on the right thing, you're being busy. Or some people are just sitting back and kicking it, but it's being busy without really being productive and focusing on what you need to focus on specific for you, for the plan God's put on your life, for the vision he's put in your heart, for the dream and for the goal he's put on there. You have to learn how to focus on what you stay in your lane, people say all the time too. Man, not everything deserves your attention. Not everything deserves your response. Not everyone needs you policing their business either. Mind your own business. That's a good way to focus on what you need to focus on. Focus on your business. Focus on your marriage. Focus on your kids. Focus on your job. Focus on what you're supposed to be doing, and stay out of other people's. Because sometimes we'll even use, let me slow down a little bit, sometimes we'll use all those things of business to distract ourselves from what we know we're supposed to be working on. So my encouragement today to be successful, to navigate life well, is to locate what you need to focus on and stick on those things you need to focus. Focus on not you in a self-centered way, but focus on you. It's easy when you're frustrated with someone and being strife to always focus on the other person involved. But many times the best way of change is to focus on yourself. It's focus on changing and growing and maturing yourself. And that's why I talk about focusing on the right thing. Not just focus, but focus on the right thing that's in front of you. You don't have a million energy to give everything. You are limited in your resource capacity. God is infinite. Us as human beings, we are limited to this natural laws in this world many of times, more than we want to admit. Even the super faith people don't want to admit that. But we are limited in how many hours in a day we have, and we have to pick and choose. Really, the wisdom of God will give us this, and the Spirit of God will give us. We have to pick and choose where we give our energy to. And don't be a follow to the guilt trips. Well, you need to be doing this. You need to be. No, I need to do what God is pointing me to, directing me to. And I need to focus on those things, because I only have so much I can give. I only have so much of me to go around. It is physically impossible for everything and everyone to be everywhere at once and give everything. That's why it's so, so vital. And then you'll be happier. You won't be so frustrated and bitter and over poured out. That's the other thing that happens. When you're focused on stuff you don't need to focus on, you're frustrated because you're not getting to the things that matter to you and to your heart. And then you don't have the energy to do it. So it's focusing on what you know, and you'll be a lot happier because you'll be doing what you love, doing what you know, doing your purpose, doing what God's called you to do, and fulfilling that. And man, the productivity will go through the roof. But overall, you'll enjoy life more. You will enjoy life because you won't feel wasted on the things that don't really matter or don't really need to be focused on. And you feel fulfilled on the things that are closest to you and really matter to you. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Of course, Wednesday morning, this morning, catch Pastor Taffi. This evening, catch Pastor. And keep staying full of the Word. Love you guys, praying for you always, and I will catch you tomorrow.